I'm finally back here with another wrap-up video. So a lot of people found me through the quarantine, during which I didn't make a wrap-up video, so I'm going to start off by probably explaining what that is. But first off, welcome to anybody who is new. And also, if you aren't yet subscribed, I would appreciate if you'd consider doing that, since we are close to 100k, and that would be a really awesome number to hit. But regardless, thank you for being here. So I used to do wrap-up videos every month, where at the end of the month I would show you what bracelets I made throughout that month. But for April and May, I think, I skipped that. I basically didn't make any bracelets during those months. I was very busy with my dissertation and other stuff that I didn't make any bracelets. But this month is good. This month is awesome. I made a bunch of cool bracelets that I'm going to show you guys. Now, for those of you who have been following me for a while, know that usually in these wrap-up videos I give a challenge as well. But during the quarantine period, I've started giving stay-at-home challenges that are more frequent than once a month. So instead of giving you a challenge for each month in the wrap-up videos, I'm just gonna stick to doing that for now, since you guys seem to be enjoying those more at the moment. So let's have a look at the bracelets that I made. All of the patterns are going to be linked in the description. For each bracelet that I show, there'll be a number appearing somewhere on screen, and the pattern for each of those bracelet numbers will be in the description. I don't know where to start because I genuinely don't remember what I showed you in my last wrap-up. Some of these bracelets I have made in June, but some of them are from way back when I did my 24-hour bracelet challenge, which was in March, I think. At least I started them then. We're gonna start with some older ones, and not exactly in chronological order, but close to it. So, we start off with this beautiful bracelet. Now this bracelet, I really like the pattern of it. I think it's really beautiful. And you can also see that the pink and the blue here are multicolored. The blue isn't multicolored, the blue is sort of variated. It goes from darker to lighter, but the pink is multicolored. It goes from pink to sort of purple, and I think it complements this pattern really well. This was one that I started during my 24-hour bracelet challenge. I finished it after. If you want to see that challenge, I'll leave that linked in the card and in the description, but I really like this bracelet. I think it's pretty cool. What? I just dropped everything. Next up, we've got this one. Now this is also a bracelet I did a little bit earlier on, not actually in June, but I think it's a really beautiful pattern, and the pastel colors of it I really enjoy as well. For this bracelet, I did a real-time knotting video, so you can watch me knot this bracelet in real time and just chat to you if you want to see that. Linked in the card and in the description. I think it's really cute. I made it a little bit short. I would ideally like it to be a little bit longer, maybe up until here, but I did cut the strings too short and they all started running out, and instead of just inserting strings for every color, I just decided to cut it short. So it's a bit of a shorter bracelet, but maybe, you know, for a kid, I guess. I believe those are the only two bracelets that I didn't actually make in June, and starting from now, it's only bracelets made throughout the month. So all of these have cat hair in them because I currently live with 2 cats. There's nothing I can do about that, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. But this bracelet I really enjoy. I made this entire bracelet in one sitting. I was enjoying it that much. The pattern is super fun to create. It's really simple and easy, and I also really like the color combination that I've got here with the sort of deeper red and the sort of light salmon pink, I guess. This one only took me, I think, like 2 hours to make, maybe just over, like around 3. But yeah, I did this in one sitting and I really enjoyed it. And I'm kind of considering making a collection, but I also have 2 other collections running at the moment, so I haven't started this collection yet. We will get to the other collections that I am talking about. We've got this bracelet. And this is the bracelet that I made straight after I bought some sparkly string. So I am in Russia and I'm able to buy some sparkly string because it's quite common here. And this string is the Elle Forever Simile. And so you can see that the blue, sort of the outline for the blue sparkles a little bit. I don't know how well you can tell that, but it does. And you've got a sort of grey for the background as well. The only string that I took to Russia from London was just like a pack of coloured string, just plain simple colours, 1 string per colour, so I wasn't able to really make alphas that much, and I also didn't have any multicoloured or sparklies, but I bought some and I was so excited that I made this straight away, and I'm very happy with it. I like the crisscross sort of shape. It was very simple, easy to make. I think I made this in also like 1 sitting, basically like a sitting and a half maybe. I did most of it in 1 sitting and then just like a little bit after, but I enjoyed this one a lot. I think it looks really beautiful and I like how it turned out. Oh my god, it's so hot. It's so hot. I complain about it in every video, but I need to close all the windows and I need to turn off the fan when I film, and my god, it gets hot in this room. Next up, we've got this bracelet. I always struggle to come up with names for bracelets, and I did a tutorial for this one, so I had to come up with a name, but I think the name that I chose, which is the Mirrored Diamond, fits it quite well because it looks like a mirrored diamond. I really like this bracelet. I think the pattern is really cool and the effect that it gives to the bracelet is very unique. There's some really cool color combinations that you can make with this. And as I said, I did do a tutorial. It'll be linked in the card and in the description if you want to check it out later. It's a relatively simple bracelet. Like if you've made some patterns before, I think you'll be able to handle this one because it's relatively simple and I think it gives a really cool, unique effect to your bracelet. So, alright, now let's talk about my collections. I started 2 different collections this month, and as I also showed you the previous bracelet, I'm considering doing a collection on one of the previous ones, but the 2 collections that I did start, I love them a lot. Okay, let's start with this one, I think. So this is a pattern that I'm currently doing a collection on. I really like this bracelet. I think the colors that I chose here are really gorgeous with a sort of grey gradient and a light pink sort of salmon gradient. I think it looks really beautiful and I love the pattern. I think it's really cool. And yeah, this one was a collection, so I've already made this one. So it's the same pattern but in sort of green and brown / orangey gradient, and I love it so much. I think it looks really awesome. And I haven't finished this one yet, but I'm also making the same pattern in sort of a teal and pink. I did a real-time knotting video for this bracelet where I knot this and just chat with you guys in real time. I'll leave that linked in the card and in the description if you want it. And ever since I posted that, and ever since I posted about these guys on my Instagram as well, you guys have non-stop been asking me for a tutorial. So I'm considering making one. There might be a tutorial for this in the near future. But yeah, I absolutely love this pattern. It's super easy to make. It's actually, like, there's just 3 repeating steps essentially. So yeah, considering a tutorial, very easy, very fun. Alright, let's talk about my second collection that I started this month, and it is this pattern. And oh my gosh, I love it so much. Look at this pattern. I don't know, I love, there's something about like patterns that give you this sort of illusion or sort of like a cool effect that just, I love them. So I made this one in pink and yellow, and then I also made the same pattern in sort of teal and red, and I'm considering making more. Let me know in the comments what color combinations you think could look really good with this pattern. Some people have suggested gradients to me on Instagram, so like just one color as a gradient. I don't really want to do that. I want to do a dual color to sort of keep it consistent with the bracelets that I already have, so that I can then take pictures of a collection and have it all look sort of consistent. So let me know what color combinations you think I should do. I'm kind of stumped for ideas at the moment because I'm thinking of so many different color combinations for so many different bracelets at the same time. But I really like this. I think it's super cool. It's actually also quite easy to make in terms of the pattern. So yeah, enjoyed it a lot. Definitely going to be making more because I like it a lot. Alright, I also have this bracelet, which I haven't finished yet, but I thought I would show you anyway. This bracelet is the dovetail, and as you can see, it's sort of a purple gradient with a sparkly red outline. And this is also another one that I really wanted to make with the sparkly. So as you can see, this is the dovetail. I did do a tutorial on the dovetail, which I will link if you want it, but it's a little bit of a different dovetail. The tutorial that I did, the colors change as you go through the bracelet, whereas for this one the colors are consistent. So it's a slightly different variant of the dovetail, but it's basically the same thing. Let me know what you think of this color combination because I'm genuinely not sure. I feel like people are very split on what they think about purple and red going together. I've had some people on Instagram tell me that they really like it and they think that these colors are royal and they complement each other very well, and then other people tell me that they look ugly and I shouldn't have put them together. Let me know what you think. I'm actually genuinely curious. I'm still conflicted about what I think about this color combination. I haven't made up my mind, but I enjoy it enough to continue making the bracelet. So I guess I like it. Alright, and the last bracelet that I made this month, which is the most exciting one, probably ever, really. I haven't ever made anything quite so big, and I'm very proud of it. So without further ado, this one, which is not really a bracelet, I guess. There you go, you can have a closer look. So this is obviously not a bracelet, it's essentially a wall hanging, even though I'm not actually going to hang it on a wall. But it's made on a wooden dowel, and I love the way that it turned out. As I said, the colours that I brought, I didn't have enough to make an alpha, so I had to actually go and purchase some extra string to be able to make this. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is my first sort of bracelet on a dowel, and I've been craving to make something really big for a while. This is 52 strings wide. I want to make something even bigger next time and see how that turns out. I made some mistakes with here, so if you have a closer look again, you can see that it's sort of thinner here and then it widens as it goes out. Now obviously that is like a nitpick, but I would have preferred it if it was the same sort of length. And I think that spreading these strings out and not having them be pushed all together would help achieve that because if you're wondering how I attach the string to the wooden dowel, it is just a lark's head knot, and if you watch my basic knots tutorial at the very end after I explain the 4 basic knots of friendship bracelets, I explain some other knots you might have to use when you're making friendship bracelets, and that is one of them in that video. But yeah, I just basically did that and then I made a regular alpha. And I know that some of you guys want to see the backs of alphas, so this is what the back of this one looks like. You can see all the string going through it. But yeah, generally speaking, I'm very happy with this. I think it took me around like 10 to 15 hours to make, probably closer on the 15 side. And I'm definitely looking forward to making more like this because I had a lot of fun. So yeah, there you go. I made quite a lot of bracelets this month. I'm pretty happy, especially considering that the past 2 months I didn't make anything at all. So I'm happy with the results today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. Maybe got some inspiration and found some patterns that you might want to make. Once again, do let me know what colours you think I should make this collection in next, and also if you think the purple and red go together, because I'm genuinely curious about your opinions. But that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching, and once again, if you're not subscribed, I would very much appreciate if you considered subscribing, because we're getting close to 100k and I know that 70% of you guys are not subscribed. I want to thank my patrons and especially my top supporters whose names are going to appear on screen right now. Thank you guys very much for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you also want to become a patron, there is a link in the description where you can sign up and get exclusive perks for your donations. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!